Get huge savings all summer long with the Buy Here, Sell Here program at the Team Automotive Group. Sell your vehicle to us and we'll pay you top value. Or buy here and get a 90-day warranty on the purchase of a pre-owned vehicle. Get Team VIP service at every location of the Team Automotive Group.
Few things in life are as valuable as family and peace of mind, especially when it comes to your final arrangements. And that's where Lee Serio can help. His prepaid funeral plans make sure your life will be remembered exactly the way you want it to. With Lee Serio, no detail is too large or too small. Call Lee or his wife Gretchen at 225-315-6329. Let Lee Serio give you and your family the peace of mind you all deserve.
Visit Treads & Care Tire Company's new location on Hooper Road in Central. Locally owned for over 50 years, Treads & Care is known for quality automotive repair and top-notch customer service.
I'd like to invite you to come out and see us at our new location in Central.
I'm Gary Rasponi. I'm running for Lieutenant Governor in the state of Louisiana. Why do I think I can do a good job, or even better than the current Lieutenant Governor? Because I've covered more of the state in 20 years. Y'all either see me in a boat, in a duck blind, at a festival. If you want to find out more about me and what I've done all my life, look me up, GaryRasponi.com.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
Hello and welcome as we start another week of the Clarence Bug Show. Here's hoping all is well with you and yours and your little slice of South Louisiana heaven. Since the last opportunity we had to spend some time with you and yours. We start today's show talking about how government in our country has gotten to the point now where at the highest levels they lie to us like it's their job. You know, I was so very fortunate to be raised by parents that instilled within all of their children at an early age, your job is the most important thing there is. As a kid, your job is to keep your room clean. Your job is to do household chores. Your job is to pay attention in class and learn everything possible, because after all, we are paying the salaries of teachers to educate you. So as a result, my entire professional life, I've looked at a job as being more than just a job. Regardless of how little it paid or how much it paid, how convenient or inconvenient it was, at the end of the day, it was your job. And you are obligated to do your best, and you're obligated to be honest with your employer. You by now, I'm sure, no doubt about it, you've seen the literal invasion going on at our southern border. It has gotten to the point now where they can't hide it anymore. But that hasn't stopped Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and the Democrats from lying to our faces about what's going on. For example, last week on MSNBC, White House Principal Deputy Press Secretary Olivia Dalton, responding to concerns about what is going on at our border, particularly all the Venezuelans who are now inundating our country. And this woman lied to the American public's face as though it were her job. Of course, now, if you look at Karine Jean-Pierre, you would imagine lying to the American people is her job and anyone else in her office's job. Olivia Dalton responded by saying, Joe Biden has sent a very clear message. If you don't enter the country lawfully, we will take action, and the president has met that with increased enforcement. She went on to say, well, this president has been very, very clear. We put in policies earlier this year to ensure that we're sending a very clear message that if you do not come to this country lawfully, you will be removed. We've stepped up enforcement on the border to do just that. We right now have doubled ICE international flights and removals over last year's level. And so our message remains very clear. If you don't enter the country lawfully, we will take action. And the president has met that with increased enforcement. Meanwhile, the numbers are out from last month's invasion of our southern border, and they broke records everywhere. A record number of people walking across our border, setting up shop, sucking up resources and your tax dollars. And this clown wants us to believe that we've sent a very clear message and by God, we're sticking to it. We're doing it. Local news outlet in Texas crunched some numbers. Remember when Vice President Kamala Harris, using your money, got on Air Force Two and went down to Central America to find out the root causes of illegal immigration? At that time, when then President Donald Trump was in office, Guatemala, El Salvador, and one other country that escapes me, combined, the three of those countries, when Trump was in office, had 3,766 immigrants from those three countries combined. Enter Joe Biden. 1 year, 79,000 and some hundreds. But as Karine Jean-Pierre once famously said, our border is more secure than it's ever been. And Joe Biden has done more to secure the southern border than anybody. I saw just this morning a truly frightening statistic. This will put this invasion in context for you. It is estimated this year that for every 7 legal American births, for every 7 children born in this country to people that are here legally, 9 illegal immigrants will be allowed into this country. You might well remember then President Barack Obama talking about radically transforming America. Now you know what they were talking about. For every 7 legal births, 9 illegal immigrants will enter our country. Now, you do realize, do you not, who's going to be hurt the most by all this? The money, the resources being diverted, that money could help immensely. Ironically, the largest, most loyal segment of the Democrat base, black folks. All the criminals they're letting in. And by the way, when was the last time you heard of all these millions and millions of people they're letting in? When's the last time you heard, well, before we release them to wherever they're going, we test them for communicable diseases? Oh, wait, that's right, they aren't. So you can't remember them saying that because they aren't. Is this what you voted for? You talk about the ultimate slap in the face to the most loyal Democrats out there, black folks. To let all these people in, jobs, resources, increase in crime. Is that what you voted for? That's a rhetorical question. You don't have to answer. We already know the answer to that question. And with every passing day, they allow more and more and more to come in. So much so that even Democrat-run cities, mayors, governors, council persons, they're screaming bloody murder. We don't have the resources for all this. But you're a sanctuary city. Isn't that what you hung your hat on? Well, that's one that you can't put on Trump, along with a whole bunch of other stuff too. But that's a different story for a different day. First break of today's show. When we come back, segment 2, Tuesday. You know what that means, right? Yep, it's time for another illustrious edition of Now That's Just Stupid. That's next when we continue today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
Very few vehicles develop a community of ownership like the Mazda Miata. But why? Well, maybe it's because Mazda's been building the Roadster for over 25 years and there's never been a bad one. Or maybe it's because the Mazda Miata's been universally praised since its inception as one of the most fun cars to drive for the money. If you're looking for fun, affordability, and reliability, come see our Mazda Miata selection today and experience for yourself why Miata is always the answer. At Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda on Airline.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Treads and Care Tire Company announces its new location on Hooper Road in Central. Locally owned for 50 years, Treads and Care is known for quality automotive repair with top-notch customer service. Treads and Care offers the convenience of shuttle service and pickup and delivery of your vehicle. You can also enjoy the comfortable customer area, complete with workstations, high-speed internet, and a complimentary coffee bar.
I'd like to invite you to come out and see us at our new location in Central.
Treads and Care, the tires you need and the service you want.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
Welcome back to the second segment of today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. If you are new to the show, new to the station, new to the area, what have you, this segment we coined specifically to address the ever-growing level of stupidity in our country and this world. What we're talking about here, however, is such an egregious level of stupid that it requires a new word with a new spelling. No longer S-T-U-P-I-D. That would be your regular, ordinary, run-of-the-mill stupid. What we're talking about here is S-T-O-O-P-I-D, as in stupid. We start, and you can't make this stuff up, y'all. Very tragic case out of Las Vegas. Remember, week roughly ago. An 18-year-old and a 16-year-old in a stolen car purposely runs down and kills a retired police officer out for his morning bike ride. And they filmed it as it happened. You can hear the two individuals' voices giggling, asking, "You want to get him? You want to get him? Yeah, hit the bleep." So after the two were arrested, the mother, addressing the media, said the following, quote, "My son's side of the story will be told. The truth, not the inaccuracies the media will try to portray." Ma'am, bless your little old heart, we're not talking about what the media says. We're looking at the freaking video that your son and his accomplice shot for all the world to see. You know, God forbid I would never be in a position like this woman is in right now. Watching your child commit a most heinous act, not just willingly kill an innocent person, but to film it, laughing and joking while it happens. So I have to take into account that she's probably looking for anything to blame this on. Got to deflect the blame somewhere else, because after all, no parent wants to willingly entertain the idea that their child committed an act this heinous. But at the end of the day, when you have the freaking video and the audio, we don't need the media to tell us a darn thing. There it is, right there. I get it. She's hurting. But you know, there's an old saying, when you do something really, really stupid and you get caught, or you push a certain thing and it ends up being absolutely horrible, there's an old saying, you got to eat this one, bruh. You got to just eat this one. It ain't going to taste good. It's not going to go down easy, but you got to eat this one. With all due respect, ma'am, that's for you. You got to eat this one, you and your son and his miscreant accomplice. And to say anything else otherwise, stupid. This next story really shouldn't come as all that big a surprise, in that it involves the Reverend, wink, wink, Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton came out this week and said that by not having gun control legislation, we are arming bigots, white supremacists, racists. Apparently, either no one's ever told him, he's never seen the statistics, or he thinks you're stupid, because he apparently doesn't know that it's young black males, Democrats, who are the ones responsible for the overwhelming majority of gun deaths in this country. We're not going to begin to talk about the number of deaths they are responsible for of other young black men. But Al Sharpton wants to push gun control so that the white supremacists and the bigots won't get guns. Since it's Al, we'll put an extra O in there. S-T-O-O-O-P-I-D. Stupid. But I guess there is a silver lining here. It was announced this week that Vice President Kamala Harris has been named by Joe Biden to be the new gun control czar. I mean, it only stands to reason, right? She did such an amazing job as the immigration czar. Why not give her another monumental task to perform? Of all the people on the planet, y'all, I'm going to go out on a limb here. where you work or where you used to work. I'm going to go out on a limb and say, if the boss gave you an assignment, something vital to the survival of the company, something vital to the economic well-being of the company. They gave you this assignment and you didn't do squat. I'm going to go out on a limb and say the next time something monumental to the economic well-being of the company comes along, you are not the one that the boss is going to give the job to. I'm just saying. I could be wrong. God knows I have been wrong before in life. I will be wrong again before he calls me home. But my gut tells me, where you work, you get one shot, Hoss. This is vital to the survival of our company. You didn't do squat. And the next time something vitally important to the economic well-being of the company comes along, you the first person they hand the baton to? I don't think so. But this is Joe Biden, so, well, there you go. Speaking of Joe, finally, and stupid, he announced this week, after 7 months, that he is going to appoint a disaster coordinator for the train derailment in Ohio. The same place he has yet to set foot in. 7 months after that devastating, horrific derailment, he gets around to appointing a disaster recovery person. Now, I don't claim to have a crystal ball. I don't claim to know the future. But as a reasonably logical person, with just a modicum of common sense, if I were to take a guess, if it took him 7 months to appoint someone to oversee that disaster, y'all please accept this in the spirit that it's given. You po folks in Hawaii, you SOL, buddy. You are SOL. If you're expecting any kind of meaningful help from Joe Biden, the White House, and the Democrats. This is past embarrassing. This is insulting, y'all. 7 months after the fact. And he has yet to set foot there. Huh. And you voted for this clown? You are also STOOPID. Say it together with me. Stupid. Bottom of the hour break. When we come back, some Louisiana news to get you caught up to date. That's next when we continue today's edition of the Clarence Spuggs Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
Get yourself summer ready with the award-winning lineup of Hondas at Team Honda. We'll help you find just the right vehicle to hit the road to whatever destination awaits you. Come shop the most awarded brand in Car and Driver's 10 Best history at Louisiana's #1 Honda dealer, Team Honda on Siegen Lane.
Every great story starts with the rush of thrilling gaming action. Handcrafted flavors, eager to please.
getaways for some well-deserved me time, and rewards worth bragging about. If it's a story worth telling, it starts at La Berge Baton Rouge. What's your story?
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
It's time to go where summer leads you during this season of discovery at Team Mazda. Transcend ordinary in the Mazda CX-5 or experience the next level of luxury in the all-new Mazda CX-90. Come by today and discover Mazda at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Welcome back to today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. In Louisiana news, I guess this particular story I would label, she fought the good fight. It was as tragic a case as you can imagine. And 16 years later, it comes to fruition. The St. Tammany Parish Sheriff's Office announcing recently the death of Mary Mayo, attributing her death to long-standing medical complications caused by an accident. Ms. Mayo was paralyzed in June 2007 when she's riding in a patrol car. She was a former St. Tammany Parish Sheriff's deputy. She's in a patrol car with her fiance, also a police officer, in a funeral procession for another officer, when, clear out of the blue, a tree falls on the patrol car, killing her fiance and leaving her paralyzed. She fought for 16 years, eventually succumbing to complications from the paralysis that she suffered in the accident. You know, with every passing day, I understand full well that not everyone is a person of faith. I get that. It's America. That's your right. If you are a member of the community of faith, I would ask, and I'm sure the family would not mind, if you were to be so kind as to keep the family of Mary Mayo in your thoughts and in your prayers. Even if you're not a member of the community of faith, keep that family in your thoughts, y'all. Send them good vibes, good wishes, whatever it is you subscribe to. 16 years, that's a long time, y'all. God bless her. God bless her. In other Louisiana news, Governor John Bel Edwards asking Louisianians, particularly in the southern part of our state, not to panic and start hoarding bottled water as a result of the saltwater intrusion coming up the Mississippi River. As you may or may not know, the record drought that we've had in recent memory has caused the Mississippi River level to drop so low that salt water from the Gulf of Mexico is now coming up the Mississippi River, threatening drinking water supplies from communities that get their water from the river. It is something that we don't see all that often. For some reason, I want to say the last time I remember something like this happening was probably in the neighborhood of 7-8 years ago. But the governor says that he is looking to the federal government for some federal resources to help, but please don't go out and start hoarding bottled water. Now, that is what Governor John Bel Edwards is asking, but I personally spoke yesterday and just this morning with two friends who are, one is from New Orleans, the other moved here, but his mom still resides in New Orleans, and they both told me, man, you can't find bottled water anywhere. Fortunately, places like Baton Rouge, and I think Ascension, and maybe Livingston as well, our water primarily comes from an aquifer below ground, shielded from this sort of intrusion from the Gulf of Mexico up the Mississippi River. There is, at this point in time, no warning for Baton Rouge residents and those in Ascension as well. We obviously are going to keep an eye on this as it all unfolds, and whatever info you need to keep yourself abreast of the situation, we certainly will pass that along to you and yours. Other Louisiana news, and I guess you could maybe put this one in the now that's just stupid category, but understanding that these are juveniles, I'm somewhat torn on whether or not it's just kids being kids and doing stupid stuff. 3 juveniles arrested in Spring Hill, Louisiana, after going into the local Walmart there, stealing a flare gun, and then going outside behind the Walmart and started shooting the flares. You know what happened after that, right? Yeah. Next thing you know, there's a wildfire behind the Walmart. The Webster Parish Fire Department found out about the shoplifting, and of course, they went out to the site of the fire after extinguishing the 1-acre blaze, and they saw the discarded flares. I think back to what it would have been like in the household of Sergeant First Class Edward Claude Buggs Sr. had that been me. I would not be sitting here today, and I'm going to leave it at that. Finally, it is the end of an era. A really, really good guy, announcing this week 40 years at one TV station, that's enough for me. My friend Steve Schneider announcing this week that he's hanging it up. Steve was my boss when I worked in the sports department at Channel 9. The three of us were Steve Schneider, sports director, Andre Morrow, and yours truly. And when I say he's a good guy, I know what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about what I heard. And funny story, real quick. We had this thing going, and we had yet to figure out what the odds are over this. But when I was on radio, I'd run into Steve on occasion, and we'd talk, get caught up, and he'd tell me, he said, man, my wife is the biggest fan you have of your radio show. I get sick of her hearing. Ooh, today Clarence was talking about this, that, and the other. Well, it also turns out my fiance is Steve Schneider's biggest fan. What are the odds, right? What are the odds? I'm so proud of that guy, and he will leave a legacy that will never be forgotten. Sportsline Friday night was his creation. I was fortunate enough to be working in the sports department at Channel 9 the very first year it launched. So I will forever remember Steve Schneider, and of course all the stations are doing it now. Everybody's got a high school recap show, and we're going to show games from here and from there and from all over. All of that was Steve Schneider's doing. I guess it's fitting that a guy that put in 40 years at one TV station should launch something that will give him notoriety in perpetuity. Congrats, Steve. Job well done, buddy. Job well done. Speaking of a job that you need to be sure is well done, this Thursday, 28th, is the last Thursday of the month. So you know what that means, right? That's right. Lunch with Lee. Clarence, what are you talking about? Well, I'm glad you asked that question. Our dear friend Lee Serio wants you to come out, and he will pay for your lunch, to talk about what you need to do to alleviate the stress, strain, and anxiety that your family will go through whenever you pass. Prepaid funerals are the way to go, y'all. Get it done now. All of the things that you want, all the planning, get all of that out of the way now. And Lee Serio is one of the easiest people on the planet to talk to about this. Listen, y'all, I get it. I understand. Everybody's not comfortable with this. But the fact of the matter is, one day, you're going to die. I know it's a shock to some of y'all, but it's going to happen. And your family, your loved ones, are going to have enough on their plates just dealing with the loss. But then to have to scramble to try and pay for all of these things? Look at it this way. With Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and the Democrats in charge, God only knows years from now what a funeral's going to cost. You can circumvent all that. It's a hedge against inflation. Don't take my word for it. Come on out here to Old School Barbecue, 10655 Coursey Boulevard, this Thursday, the 28th. You can come early, come at 11, watch the live taping of the show, and immediately thereafter, Lee Serio will take the floor and answer all of your questions, free of charge. 10655 Coursey Boulevard. This Thursday, the 28th, I expect to see you right here. Final break of today's show. We'll get her done, come back, put that big old pretty bow on this puppy, and we wrap up today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close. Few things in life are as valuable as family and peace of mind, especially when it comes to your final arrangements. And that's where Lee Serio can help. His prepaid funeral plans make sure your life will be remembered exactly the way you want it to. With Lee Serio, no detail is too large or too small. Call Lee or his wife Gretchen at 225-315-6329. Let Lee Serio give you and your family the peace of mind you all deserve.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystonecountryClub.com.
I'm Gary Rasponi. I'm running for Lieutenant Governor in the state of Louisiana. Why do I think I can do a good job? Or even better than the current Lieutenant Governor? Because I've covered more of the state in 20 years. Y'all either see me in a boat, in a duck blind, at a festival. If you want to find out more about me and what I've done all my life, look me up, GaryRasponi.com.
Tremonti's has meat. Tremonti's has seafood. Tremonti's has much more. Tailgating and home gating platters. Huge wine and liquor selection. Beer and all the spices you need. Chairman Reserve and Wagyu meats. Ribeye rolls, shrimp rolls, kebabs. 20 flavors of sausage for the grill. Daily lunch specials and game processing. On-site catering also available. Good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tremonti's.com.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With private healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready, and health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, call the number on the screen now and speak with a live healthcare consultant. Don't wait. Get the coverage you need now.
Welcome back for the final segment of today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. You know, one of the idiosyncrasies, for lack of a better word, regarding the hyper-partisan politics in America is the number of people that, for whatever reason, feel as though they have been anointed to speak for certain groups of people. A lot of it is media driven, meaning when you automatically, on an issue of race, run to Al Sharpton or Jesse Jackson or whomever, after a while you tend to think, erroneously, I might add, that you speak for all black people. Enter United States Representative, Congressman James Clyburn. You've seen him before, I'm sure, on MSLSD, CNN LOL, all of the mainstream media outlets. So on NBC's Meet the Press this past weekend, he guaranteed that quote, Joe Biden is not in any trouble with African Americans in this country. I don't know how many of you have seen recent polls that show black folk running from Joe Biden's administration like nobody's business. But according to James Clyburn, Joe Biden is not in any trouble with black voters in America. Here's a clue, Congressman. Get out your freaking bubble and go talk to real black folks. Go stand outside Walmart, Aldi, wherever they shop, and ask them about the prices they're paying for the basics. Go to a gas station, Congressman, and ask black folks what they think about what they're paying for gas. Go and knock on black folks' door when the utility bills come out and ask them how you feel about the cost of energy these days. Go to wherever and ask black folks, how do you feel about the millions and millions of people that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are allowing to walk across our border and set up shop? Go anywhere and ask black people, how do y'all feel about the over $100 billion that Joe Biden and the Democrats are sending of your money to freaking Ukraine? Ask them. And then your sorry behind come and tell me, I guarantee you, Joe Biden he's not in any trouble with black voters. Now, if you read between the lines, you realize what this guy's saying about black folks? Yeah, their wallets are being crushed. They can't afford groceries, can't afford gas, can't pay the utility bills. But they're so stupid they're going to vote for Joe anyway. He's not in any trouble with black folks in America. You realize that's what he's saying, don't you? The most loyal segment of the Democrat base. And according to this clown, James Clyburn, Democrat, according to him, border, crime, energy prices, food prices, Ukraine sucking our dollars up. He's not in any trouble with black voters. Kind of tells you what he and the rest of the Democrats think about black folk. Here's the clue, Congressman. There's this newfangled invention called YouTube. Go to it. It's on your phone. I'm sure it is. Go to YouTube, and in the search box, the little magnification glass, type in blacks for Trump and see what comes up. But this clown would have you believe Joe Biden is in no trouble at all with black folks in America. Huh. Funny how that works, isn't it? Meanwhile, actually, I could have said, but. And those of you that are former listeners of my radio show, you'll get this old reference. There's always a but. Carl Groton, my old producer, I smell a butt. No, that's your mind, not mine. The mayor, Democrat mayor, of one of the top 10 largest cities in America, Eric Johnson, who, by the way, happens to be an African American, announcing this week that, quote, American cities need Republicans, and I'm becoming one. He has flipped from Democrat to Republican, saying fiscal responsibility, law and order, staples of the Republican Party and conservatives in general, is what is sorely needed in our country. And he has seen enough. He's gone through enough. So as a result, bye-bye Democrats. Hello GOP. There's a part of me that says, took you long enough. But there's also a part of me that says, well, better late than never. Recent poll, not long ago, one of the safest cities in America, Dallas, Texas. They have consistently been able to bring down crime, homicides, property crimes, everything. Because he has adhered to conservative principles. Funny how that works, isn't it? Of course, he's not the first to do it, and he's not going to be the last. At some point, the light comes on. Unless, of course, you walk around like this. Even though the lights come on, you wouldn't know because you're too busy walking around with your eyes closed. My time's up, y'all, and I gotta go. But you already know the drill, don't you? Say it along with me. This day, maybe more so than any other day in history, I give it to you. You know what? You're right. America, we are not perfect. But for this old boy's money, it's the best there is, and God knows there's no place else on his green earth that I'd rather be. Speaking of the good Lord, you realize he loves you, right? And I hope you know that I do too. Best news you gonna get all day, son. There ain't a doggone thing you can do about either one. Take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll see you soon. God bless.